Hi, Phyllis here from southernfrugal.com. This morning we are going to be making some dried lima beans, and I'm going to show you how I fix those. So first of all, let me turn the camera down so that you can see. First thing we're going to do is go through them and make sure that there are no stones or debris in the beans. And we're going to pick out any bad beans. Now I just do this on wax paper just because it's easier to pick them up. Now just look for any bad beans or any broken beans. Alright, I only see one. And you also want to look for any, oh, there's another one. Any stones, because a lot of times, oh, there's three. See, these beans aren't so good. A lot of times with particularly pinto beans, you'll find actual stones in them, so you don't want to cook that. Somebody could break a tooth on that. So, all right, I've looked these over, and I only found really three that were bad. So now the next thing I'm going to do is rinse them. Now when you do it on wax paper, see, you can just pick them all up and dump them in the pot. Now I'm going to rinse these. Now just put water in them and just kind of stir them around a little bit. Then I'm going to drain that water out and fill the pot up again with about 2 inches of water. Be right back. Okay, I rinsed the beans, and now I have put them in the pot and got 1 inch or so, maybe 2 inches of water over top of these beans. And I'm going to bring them to a boil, and I'm going to gently, once it's come to a boil, I'm going to turn it down and boil them for about 2 minutes. After they start boiling and they boil for 2 minutes, I'm going to put the lid on them and just let them sit here on the stove for about an hour. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to drain all that old water off, and that's going to take care of a lot of the gas that dried beans cause. So I'll be back in just a little while. Alright, the beans have been gently boiling for about 2 minutes. Now I'm going to cut my burner off, put my lid on, and just let them sit here for probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then I'm going to dump that water off, rinse them really well, put fresh water in, and cook them for maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, my beans have been soaking for a little over an hour. I'm going to now dump all this water out, and I'm going to rinse them in some hot water. Rinse them really thoroughly. And what this is going to do is eliminate most of the gas that dried beans cause. Okay. I'm now going to also rinse out my pot. See where it gets the foam around here? I'm going to rinse that out real good and start out with fresh, clean water. Alright, we're going to start back out with some fresh, clean water. I'm going to rinse them just one more time. Alright, so I'm going to fill the pot all the way up to the top. I'm going to let you come over to the stove with me. I'm going to put them back on the burner, and I'm going to turn this burner on high to begin with to get them started boiling faster. Once they start boiling, I'm going to cut it down to low so they're just barely boiling. Now here's one of the secrets to help your beans have a more tender peeling or shell on them, because these kind of large Lima beans tend to have a really tough shell on them. So I'm going to take about a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Now, you don't want to salt your beans until they're completely done. And what the baking soda is going to do is cause a change in the water. It's going to make the water that I'm cooking these in a little softer. So what I'll do once they get done, we'll put the salt in, and we'll also put a couple of tablespoons of canola oil. So once they're done, we'll be back. Okay, the beans have completed cooking. Now, it did take about an hour and a half to cook them, and I cooked them on just a very slow boil. And we're having what I call biscuit bread with this meal. We've got the beans, some of the kale that I fixed a couple of weeks ago, and some of the beets. I got those in January, and of course iced tea. So there's a good look at the beans. Now the beans have, I believe, about 8 grams of protein in 1/4 of a cup dried. So this is for sure. These little bowls I think hold 2 cups, so this is plenty of protein. You don't need any meat. And the only thing I used to season them was salt and a little bit of canola oil. Same with the kale, a little bit of salt and a little bit of canola oil. And they go really well with this biscuit toast. And that isn't a thing in the world, but just made up like biscuits and flattened out on this pizza pan. And I cook it about 450 degrees, and when it's almost done, I put butter on the top and put it back in the oven for another 5 minutes. And it makes it, if you put it on the wire rack, it'll make it real crispy on the bottom, which is what I was looking for. Okay, there you go. Giant Lima beans with the same amount of protein probably as if you were eating a hamburger. All right, see you next time.